Well, hello, welcome to my palace of Telesia. Um, Telesia is where I was born, where my mother and father were born. Telesia is very near and dear to me. Um, we are, as you can see here, um, in the area of Ionia in eastern Greece. Um, I've circled it here for you. We are in Asia Minor, Anatolia. As you can see here, we are not on the islands of Ionia, but we are on the mainland of Anatolia. I put a star here so you could see where Telesia is, if you ever care to come visit our polis. We are coastal, and we are on the sea here, on the Aegean. Um, so we do have sea access, which we utilize. Um, we do have some good arable land, in which we can farm, domesticate some animals. Um, though some of the surrounding areas, there are natural barriers like some of the coastal hills in the area. So, which helps to make, other than the coastal access, we're pretty secluded. Polis pretty helps us to develop our culture, sort of bereft of outward influence too much. So here we have a little less than 5,000 citizens in our polis, mostly free men and women. Um, Most recently, we have a new um, tyrant, Theloniax, within this tyrannical government. He rose to power recently by allowing some of the poor non-landing owning men to become citizens. So that's really helped to bolster and strengthen his rise to power. Um, though Theloniax does have a small group of counselors which help to advise him, though he does ultimately have the power to create and enforce the law. Um, some of our focuses here are on agriculture, um, architectural enterprises, such as temples. We recently have a new temple to Poseidon, which has been built, and our sea trade. We have a wonderful harbor nearby, and we've been shipbuilding for some years now. Um, so we've been able to do some voyages, make some trades in the area. We trade mostly our olive oil, which is our main cash crop. Um, in particular, being not far north of the Levant, we have encountered a group called the Phoenicians. We've traded with the city of Tyre, the city of Sidon, for some more desirable goods, particularly lumber like cedar, um, some dyes, things like that. It's been very beneficial to our polis, to help us thrive. So we are a particularly religious group. Um, Poseidon is the main god that we worship. Um, like I said, we recently devoted a small temple to Poseidon on the small acropolis within our polis. Though before even the temple was decreed, we have held an annual festival for some years now to Poseidon, um, in which we engage in athletic games, music, dancing, wine. We have something we call the Feast of Fish, fish being one of the bounties that we are blessed with by Poseidon. Um, we are very much a culture which is devoted to the arts and craftsmanship. So things like poetry, art, frescoes, ceramics, pottery, architecture. Um, these are all created in devotion to the worship of Poseidon. Um, So we'll have poets, we'll have artists come and show off um, their creations of the past year at the festival, and it's a lot of fun. We are particularly God-fearing. Poseidon is not necessarily a malevolent deity, though he can be, as you may well know, relatively capricious. So it's best to stay on his good side. Being a seafaring um, people, we like to just make sure that Poseidon is not upset with us. Um, a good example of some of the arts that we have at the festival is a poem by the well-loved and well-revered Xenophilius the Elder, one of our local poets. Um, this is a poem which has been recited since the first festival and is recited every year, in which he recites, O Poseidon, Lord and Protector, God of waters and sea, we praise ye for this land ye have given unto we, your subjects and patrons, and sing all praises for thee. Um, that's a fun one. The culture here in Telesia, like I say, we are highly devoted to our arts and our craftsmanship as a way in which we worship Poseidon. Um, so, like I say, frescoes, architecture, shipbuilding, um, writing, ceramics, these are all ways in which we can worship Poseidon. And we just try to craft and hone our crafts as best as possible. Again, trade and seafaring are a very important aspect of the Telesian life here. Um, and being such a small community, our our fellow citizens are um, key to our thriving. So we are a polis which is very kind, very supportive. Um, Hospitality is key to us thriving as a culture and a community. We also do prize our athletics, athleticism, sportsmanship, fitness. These are all well prized and another way to glory Poseidon, um, as well as our agriculture, which has again been thriving. We believe this is just another blessing that's been bestowed upon us by uh, our deity Poseidon. Um, so yeah, that's a bit about Telesia. Um, I hope in the near future I'm able to go on a voyage with my father to some of the Ionian Islands, maybe even to um, the Grecian mainland, and get to explore some of the other polises, some of the other cultures, deities, and get to um, maybe know more about some of the other Greek cultures around us. Thanks so much.